Hey, good morning, friends. How you doing? Oh, excuse me. It's been a long weekend here in Canada. So we had Monday off. Although, it's really funny. Uh, I always have a long weekend because I don't work Fridays and I almost always don't work on Mondays. So long weekends for me are just part of what's going on. But I know for a lot of you, it was a long weekend and I hope you enjoyed it. This morning, I wanted to talk about something that has, it's really been important for me. And I think for those of you listening, it will also be important. So let's talk about the perfect storm. That's right. We're having a cup of coffee here this morning. And, what is the perfect storm? The perfect storm is when you're working way too hard for way too little, accepting clients that maybe aren't a great fit. You decide to do anything for them. And your offers, the services that you provide, just simply aren't repeatable or scalable. And so why is that the perfect storm? It is the perfect storm because it leads to burnout and it leads to you being not happy with your business. So when I'm working with clients, we talk about, the grow equation, but also what makes them happy. And it's really interesting when you work with somebody for a fairly lengthy period of time and you start understanding what drives them, what motivates them. And that's what happened, a couple of weeks ago when I was working with a client and she's been telling me all these things that she didn't want to do. So we were steering the boat in one direction. And then all of a sudden she goes, but I love doing this. And so sometimes it's simply a matter of trying to figure out what it is you don't want to do and then switching it over. But I want to talk about a couple of things that are happening this week and something that I'm going to be announcing in the near future. So just keep listening. So this week is coaching week. As some of you know from my podcast, the Work Less, Profit More podcast, it's coaching week, which means I drop at least two episodes of individuals, whether they're a solopreneur or whether they are a founder of a small firm and identify where they are in what I call their profit potential journey. So that's the journey from zero to scaling their business, where they are. So are they the unknown expert? Are they the chief operating officer? Or have they truly become the visionary leader of their business? And so this week, I have two. One is a solopreneur, and one is a founder of a small firm. Sorry, I'm just going to add this one here. So the first one that has gone live is a dear friend of mine, Sheila Winter Wallace. And I've known Sheila for a long, long time. And she just, we've been working together in my group program, Differentiate to Grow. And Sheila was very brave in stepping up before the end of the program to record this interview and where she was stuck in her business. And she was, as she accepted, the unknown expert. And we put together a plan for her so that she could move forward. And how could she identify who she wanted to work with, number one, create a transformational message, which is different than just a regular old message. It's what is the transformation that you're selling? Identified and created her own flagship framework and went on to create 3 offers that she could replicate. That's the key word, replicate. So listen to her episode, and a little later in the week, we're going to drop episode number 82, which is a dear, dear friend of mine, Ron Weeb, who is the is the owner of not one, but two businesses. And so we talk about one of his businesses and, how he is wearing all the hats in the business. So he has become the chief everything officer. And I give each one of these individuals some key steps, some actions that they can take immediately to start shifting their business. So, you know what? I was in both of those places exactly the way Sheila was. I remember being, not knowing who I was, who I served, how I could serve them better. And although my business has grown, I have gone through the chief everything officer where I didn't delegate, I didn't set boundaries, I didn't create systems. I was all unorganized. So I know exactly how it feels for both of these individuals. Now, I mentioned I have something coming up. Yes, in June. In June, I'm adding something new to my podcast. And if you're a regular podcast listener, you're going to love it. And if you aren't a regular podcast listener, I think you are going to start being one. So keep listening as I share what's coming down the pipes for the Work Less, Profit More Business podcast for professional experts. So that is what I have for you today. Two of these things. How can you stop creating the perfect storm? If you would like to join me, just like these individuals did, for a profit potential audit, then simply go to dianalidstone.com/audit. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye for now.